Hey everybody, MrThefanboy here. I haven't done a video in a long time, and my first video back is a salute of the Lucha Libre Promotions. This will be a narration video, as you can see by the picture. I did a webcam video like similar to this last year, but like I said, this will be a narration. I wanted to give a more visual experience of what I'm going to be talking about in this video. I'm going to talk about the the CMLL promotion, the Lucha Libre Independent Circuit, the AAA promotion, and finally Lucha Underground. Underground. Um, um, I'm going to start off with the CMLL promotion. The CMLL promotion, in my opinion, right now, currently, not only is it the oldest wrestling promotion in existence, in my opinion, it's one of the best wrestling products out there right now. One thing I love about CMLL in comparison to all the other wrestling promotions, this promotion right here, when it comes to wrestling, it's old school. There's not a lot of hardcore action. There's not a lot of profanity. Wrestlers will actually be fired for insane long profane rants. Um like I mentioned, you don't see a lot of weapons, and the only time you do see those is in match enders, such as no disqualification matches and cage matches. That's the only time you see any type of dangerous matches. And one thing I like about CMLL in comparison to its AAA counterpart is the CMLL. The wrestling action is completely realistic. Most matches are technical, which you see a lot of technical holds with barely punches being thrown. Realistic looking fights, and of course so yeah, like I said, it's old school in comparison to its AAA counterpart. Another thing I like is like I said, I'm a huge fan of Lucha Libre. I think Lucha Libre, along with British wrestling, Canadian wrestling, are and the American wrestling, independent wrestling circuit here in America, I think are the best forms of wrestling going. And of course, the wrestling style um, performed by the WCW and of course the TNA now are the best wrestling products out there. Are the best wrestling products out there, and the best forms of professional wrestling. I also enjoy strong style, and I do not like the WWE style, but whenever WWE is good, whenever WWE is good, whenever you have good wrestlers, it's usually better. It's usually entertaining. But yeah, going back to the Lucha Libre style, like I said, Lucha Libre, in my opinion, is the best showcase of showmanship and athleticism I've ever seen in professional wrestling. Love the characters, love the large and colorful cast of characters, and I love the comic book storylines centered around the wrestling matches. The Lucha Libre promotions have done, in my opinion, what I'm really getting sick of American promotions, particularly WWE, doing, and that's incorporating comic book fantasy stuff into professional wrestling. But Lucha Libre has done it well with the. I love the whole honor and respect and dignity towards wrestling, respectful fundamentals towards wrestling, and of course the seriousness of wrestling. Even in Lucha Libre, lucha minis and midgets and midget. I'm gonna call them lucha minis. I'm not gonna call them midgets, but the small people's divisions. They're taken seriously. They're taken seriously in comparison to the small divisions here in America, particularly WWE. And I like the honor with the mask and the wrestler's hair. Like I said, the comic book storylines centered around the matches. Then of course the fighting styles, technicio, which is a face. They're gonna use catches can wrestling and martial arts to defeat their opponents. Martial arts and cool acrobatic maneuvers to defeat their opponents. The Rudos use a couple of acrobatic maneuvers and may use a couple of technical maneuvers, but they'll be all-out brawlers and do everything in their power to win. But no matter who wins or loses, when it comes to a bet, whoever bets their mask or hair on the line, every wrestler in the storyline is honorable enough to follow it. Like I said, I love the honor and respect and traditional fundamentals respect to professional wrestling. That's what I want to see um, illustrated, symbolized in wrestling whenever I watch professional wrestling. So yeah, the product itself is vastly similar to boxing and of course soccer, which are both hugely popular in Mexico. Like boxing, it has they have several shows called CMLL Informal, which serves as build up to their shows that are taped at the Arena Mexico, which are taped on Friday, and I think they're aired on Monday. They're called Super CMLL Friday, something like that. And each show consists of each. Like I said, there was the informal show. There's the actual tapings, which consist of multiple matches. The first two matches will usually be filler, with the last four matches, or sometimes just the last two matches, being the main story, featuring the top wrestlers. The first two matches usually features younger wrestlers and wrestlers from the independent circuit, whereas the main events feature the mega stars of Lucha Libre, as you can see in the pictures right here: Marco Corleone, Valador Jr., Ray Bucanero, Ultimo Guerrero, and Maximo, and many more. And speaking of stars, my God, the star power. I mentioned Marco Corleone, who of course is best known to WCW and WWE fans as Mark Jindrak. Like I said, I always say this in every video where I talk about and salute Mexican Lucha Libre wrestling. I appreciate Mexico for doing what WCW couldn't for what WWE for what WCW couldn't do because they went out of business, and WWE for failing to do, and that was turning Mark Jindrak into a mega box office star in Mexico, and he's one of the top heels right now in CMLL. You got other wrestlers like Valador Jr., who I first saw in TNA. You got Ultimo Guerrero, who I researched him back in the 2000s and got to see him for the first time in TNA, and then here you got Negro Casas. I remember his legendary feud with El Hijo del Santo back in the 90s. You got Olympico Shocker, who I was introduced to through TNA. Mr. Aguila, who of course better known to WWE fans as Eastside Rios, who is much better here in Mexico. He was much better in Mexico and in TNA than he's ever been in WWE. Um, Dragon Rojo, one of the younger performers here. Most of the top stars are usually in their 30s, 40s, and 50s. Are usually in their 30s, 40s, and 50s, with only Dragon Lee, who really isn't that good, but he's one of the younger guys you have there, being like 27 years of age. He's my age. Um, then of course, you got a Starman, La Mascarada. Um, Mystico, in my opinion, is not a good wrestler. Is one of the most overrated luchadors, in my opinion. But he's a pretty awesome character, and he has some really cool moves. And like I said, you got you got Ray Bucanero. And despite losing, in my opinion, one of their most popular wrestlers, Hector Garza, who died back in 2012. It was 2012 or 13, I can't remember. They still maintain a good product. I love the ring they have. The ring they have. While I prefer the blue ring, this new red ring is pretty cool. And then for bigger shows, bigger shows, as you can see right here, they have this really cool white ring. They have this really cool white ring in a much larger arena. They usually, according to Wikipedia, they usually hold three mega shows a year, three mega shows a year, with the biggest one being the CMLL anniversary show. So yeah, their tapings, I love their tapings, but they're hard to watch. I wish I had subtitles. Wish I had subtitles. Like I said, the first couple of matches are usually filled with the last ones being main events, but these have been some of the best wrestlings I've ever seen. I'm gonna try to review some of their tapings on here. I've been trying to, but I just find it impossible to watch all of it. It's too much of an awesome thing, and these shows are like super long. These shows are like super long. I have to pick certain parts out to watch. I have to pick certain parts out to watch, and they air live on Monday throughout their channel. So yeah, instead of yeah, they air live throughout Monday instead of they air live throughout Monday or Wednesday or Friday, instead of taping them and airing them, instead of taping them and uploading them to their YouTube account like the AAA promotion does. So that was the CMLL promotion. In my opinion, it's one of the world's. It's my opinion, it's one of the best and most underrated promotions because CMLL, while it's historically been the most popular promotion, in more recent times it's been overshadowed by the AAA promotion. Even though I think the CMLL promotion is better than the current AAA promotion. Next is the independent circuit. I like the Lucha Libre independent circuit. They also have awesome wrestling, low budget but awesome wrestling. You have awesome promotions like IWGR, Pro Wrestling War, something like that. You also have what's that other promotion called? World Wrestling Association, where Rey Mysterio Jr. got his start. I'm surprised that promotion is still around. You have Lucha Libre USA, the original American Lucha Libre promotion, which is an underground independent promotion now, since they lost their TV deal, and of course, yeah, and like I said, the independent circuit, they produce most of the stars we see in CMLL and the AAA promotion, especially the CMLL promotion. The CMLL promotion likes to use older guys to headline their shows, and the younger guys as opening filler as match openers in CMLL, and when they get ready, they move up the rank and go to the main events. So, like I said, you really have to earn your stripes here. Then, of course, So yeah, that was CMLL. Like I said, the best promotion ever. The best promotion ever. In my opinion, one of the best wrestling one of the best wrestling products out there right now. Next is the con, the AAA wrestling promotion, probably the most popular Lucha Libre promotion in Mexico. Actually, the most popular Lucha Libre promotion in Mexico right now. In my opinion, AAA in more recent times, while it's still entertaining, it hasn't been good in comparison to the old days. The first problem I have is while I love the big arenas and I love how each arena looks different, each arena they go to looks different. I do not like the red ring. I prefer the blue ring. I thought the blue ring suited them better. I also thought the AAA promotion was better back in the 2000s, all the way up until 2013 or 14, when they had the blue arena and all the other wrestlers were still there. All the other wrestlers like X Pac, um, Vampiro, Conan, and Teddy Hart. All those guys were still wrestling, and other wrestlers like El Zorro, Electroshock, and Heavy Metal were like younger. We're like younger now. We're like younger now. The other problem I have with AAA now is their action. While just like the CMLL promotion, they have a large and colorful cast of characters. Their action is not realistic. Their action is not realistic in comparison to the CMLL promotion. While I love the fast-paced action, they like to focus more on spots. Then you have older wrestlers who can barely do it, who are old and barely can do anything in the ring. The best wrestlers currently, in my opinion, are Jack Evans, Australian Suicide, El Heligo, which is a stable. Hector Garza, who usually tags with them. I mean Garza Jr., who I think is the son of the late Hector Garza. Um, Steve Payne, another generic lightweight wrestler. Um, the Psycho Clown guys, and of course, and of course, Pentagon Jr., the American wrestlers such as John Morrison, Brian Cage, and of course, yeah, and of course Chessman and L and Judas Macias or El Macias. These are like the best wrestlers. The best wrestler. These are like the best wrestlers there. King El Hijo del Fantasma, who wrestles in Lucha Underground as King Corno is good. So is El Texajano. So is El Texajano. Also, Rey Mysterio, El Azteca. They're pretty cool too. So are Drago and Aerostar, and I keep forgetting the Phoenix Star. Yeah, these guys are pretty good. These are like the best wrestlers there. I also love, like I said, I love Dr. Wagner. I love Electroshock. I love heavy metal when they're there. However, like I said, they're kind of getting old, and they really don't do much in the ring. They really don't do much in the ring. They don't have the technical action that CMLL has. However, I do love the fast paced wrestling. I do love the fast paced, insane action. This fab. I also love the extreme style that this promotion has developed in recent years to separate itself from the CMLL promotion. The CMLL promotion. Yeah, and of course, one thing I love about the AAA promotion are their pay per views. You got their WrestleMania, Triple Mania. Then you got, what's that other show called again? What's the other shows? You got Heroes and Mortals, which pays tributes to the most recent luchadors and the founder Antonio Pena, who died some time ago. And of course, then of course you got the Lucha Libre World Cup, um where they take all the best wrestlers from all over Mexico and all over the United States and all over Japan, pretty much from all over the world, and they enter them in a tag team World Cup tournament. World Cup tournament. I'm watching it right now, and it's awesome. I'm watching the Lucha Libre World Cup, and I plan to review it. I plan to review that and the Triple Mania show, which just happened on here on YouTube, and I'm watching right now. And it's awesome, man. It's awesome. They even have TNA wrestlers like Rockstar Spud in the what you got. Even Apollo, the TNA wrestler and the former TNA wrestler, and I think now he wrestles in Puerto Rico, is returned at this show. Returned at this show. So yeah, awesome stuff. And every show. One thing I love about the AAA promotion and CMLO, every show feels like a big time wrestling show, big game atmosphere for every show that they for every show they put out. So yeah, like I said, the AAA promotion. While I don't like the current product, it's still entertaining, and I love watching. Like I said, I love watching the AAA stuff from years ago. The AAA stuff from years ago when he had the blue ring. I thought that was much better. Yeah, so yeah. I also love AAA for making Jack Evans and Teddy Hart much better wrestlers. Jack Evans, I couldn't stand him here in America because of his dance, his dance, him combining wrestling with dance moves, making wrestling look even more fake. Then you got Teddy Hart was always a good wrestler. However, I didn't like his attire. I didn't think his attire was suitable for who was supposed to be. He's supposed to be part of the Hart family, and this guy was wearing hip hop hip hop attire, big pants with sneakers. big pants with sneakers. If he was an indie wrestler, I would tolerate that more. If he was a normal indie wrestler, but he was supposed to be a heart, so either kick pads and mat shoes, either kick pads and mat shoes, or boots or singlet tights and boots like the other hearts. So yeah, I appreciate the AAA promotion for turning them into much better wrestlers. I also appreciate them for turning John Morrison or Johnny Mundo, who in my opinion should have been a bigger star here in America in the WWE, for turning him into a big star, one of the mainstays there. I hope they turn him into a big star like they did with Corleone, aka Mark Jindrak. So yeah, and also I hope neither one of these promotions they're planning on. Alberto Del Rio just recently left WWE for the second time. I hope neither one of these promotions ever hire him. I hated the way he left the AAA promotion, taking the belt with him. Wouldn't even put over Johnny Mundo. Wouldn't even put over Johnny Mundo for put over Johnny Mundo on put over Johnny Mundo on the way out. He just decided to take the belt with him to WWE, and pretty much the AAA promotion was forced to hold to crown to a new tournament to crown a new champion. So I hope neither one of those promotions take him back. But it says this and Lucha Underground are interested in him again, despite the fact he left. The next promotion on this list is what's that promotion called? Oh yeah, Lucha Underground. Lucha Underground is season two of Lucha Underground has, like I said, has been way better than season one. I watched Ultima Lucha. I plan to review it. I plan to review it here on this channel. I'm gonna rewatch all the seasons. I'm gonna rewatch all of season two again for my year-end review at the end of this year, and of course I'm gonna watch I'm gonna and of course season three is supposed to be happening soon. I remember it was somewhere in September that season three was gonna be happening. I thought season three was not gonna be till next year, so that's why I've been talking about Lucha Underground. But season two of Lucha Underground, like I said, it's just been awesome. The trios tag team tournament, the return of Dario Corto with his half brother Montanza, him his him and what's the other guy, Mil Mortez's feud, and of course the Gift of the Gods Championship tournament. So yeah, then one thing I love about Lucha Underground, I initially hated this, but one thing I love about Lucha Underground, like I said, this is more of an action television show uh, mixed in. It's vastly similar to the Mortal Kombat series with Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter and Tekken series with characters fighting and dying, having lots of comic book stuff, even more comic book stuff than the average Lucha Libre promotion. Lucha Libre promotion. I also like how this promotion is in English, so I can understand what they're saying. I usually have to, after the entrances and theme songs are done, I usually have to mute the TV. I usually have to mute the TV when this stuff is on, but not here. I can watch what's this day, man. Lucha Underground probably has, like, in wrestling currently, probably next to the AAA promotion, has probably the best roster of wrestlers. Has the best roster of wrestlers. Well, this was my salute of Lucha. This was my salute of Lucha Libre. Like I said, I'm going to be doing reviews of various shows from these promotions. All right, I'm done.